Imagine you're leading a desperate team against impossible odds, with the fate of the galaxy or humanity itself at stake. Now imagine two familiar faces at the helm: Cyclops, field leader of the X-Men, and Star-Lord, captain of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Both have carried their teams through chaos, crisis, and cosmic disaster. But when every second counts, and the stakes couldn't be higher, who really leads better under pressure? Let's break it down. First up, Cyclops Scott Summers. It's the X-Men's tactical brain, drilled from his teens by Professor X to keep cool while the world's falling apart. Known for his laser focus, sometimes literally, Cyclops is the guy the X-Men trust to make the heroic call even when it hurts. During the mutant massacre, Cyclops is point man, coolly coordinating the defense of wounded allies. "Get to the tunnels. Don't stop. I'll hold the marauders," he says, firing off orders as precise as his optic blasts. When Jean Grey died on the moon as the Dark Phoenix, Cyclops kept the team from breaking apart, even as he was breaking inside. Now, he's not perfect. Cyclops has a reputation, even among his allies, for emotional repression and for occasionally letting the weight of command get to him. He's made decisions that cost him, and others, dearly. The schism with Wolverine, his hardline stance during the Utopia years, some called it too cold, others called it necessary. But under fire, Cyclops is a master tactician. He lines up the zone, assigns roles, and takes personal responsibility when things go wrong. To him, leadership is a burden he can never set down. Then there's Star-Lord, Peter Quill. With a blaster in one hand and a quip in the other, Star-Lord pilots the Guardians. Ragtag group is likely to argue as save the day through black holes and interdimensional crises. His leadership style? Unpredictable? Yes. Chaotic? Definitely. But impossible to ignore. When Ronan the Accuser is bearing down on Xandar with an Infinity Stone, Star-Lord doesn't flinch. He improvises, challenging Ronan to a dance-off to buy time, twisting a hopeless situation into a narrow chance for victory. It's crazy, but it works. The Guardians come together behind him, not by discipline, but trust. In the comics, when the Cancerverse threatened to consume reality, Star-Lord stayed behind with Nova to shut it down, knowing it was probably a suicide mission. It's reckless. He wings it. Somehow he inspires his team to do the impossible, over and over again. Of course, Star-Lord's flaws are famous too. Its emotional impulsiveness is legend-snapping at the wrong moment, as with Thanos on Titan, costing his team a critical victory. His plans sometimes seem made up on the fly, and they are. When things go bad, he's the first to laugh, but sometimes the last to take responsibility. So who cracks under pressure? Cyclops rarely cracks. Instead, he calcifies, becoming more rigid, more intense. Sometimes to his detriment, he'll put the mission first, even if it means making an impossible call. We've seen him order his squad into danger, or even sacrifice a piece of himself for the greater good. For Cyclops, failing under pressure means losing sight of his team's heart, and sometimes their trust. But the ship usually makes it through the storm. Star-Lord, meanwhile, absorbs pressure by deflecting with humor and bravado. He thrives in chaos, making split-second decisions no one else would dare. He unifies underdogs through sheer force of personality and unpredictable tactics. But when the emotional cost peaks, he can lose focus, as he did when anger overcame him against Thanos. His weaknesses are human, but they can be catastrophic at the wrong moment. So, who leads better? Cyclops is who you need if you want a military precision response, someone who'll calculate odds, assign positions, and march through hell with the fewest casualties possible. He's steady, sometimes cold, but utterly reliable. If you're in a siege, if you need to outthink and outmaneuver your opponents, Cyclops is your commander. Star-Lord, on the other hand, is who you want when the rulebook's already burnt and everything's gone sideways. He'll rally broken spirits with a grin, make the unthinkable possible, and when it works, turn disaster into triumph. If you need to take a mad chance, or pull off a miracle with a bunch of misfits, Star-Lord is your guy. Maybe that's the real answer. Under pressure, both Cyclops and Star-Lord shine just in their own ways. Cyclops builds a plan and takes the burden on his shoulders. Star-Lord breaks the mold and trusts the team to wing it with him. Neither's perfect. Both have failed, both have soared. Ultimately, whether you want raw discipline or daring improvisation determines your pick. So next time you need a leader when the universe is ending, choose wisely. The fate of your team may depend on whether you want strategy or a little bit of chaos,